And thank you, Indrajit, for letting me record this, which will only be used for my mentoring purpose, and I'll discard the recording after that purpose is served. And happy to hear what's coming up for you as a topic.
So, Sachin, just giving a bit of a background,
Yes.
uh, I am like in the phase of life where I'm my children are growing up, of course, and they're in college coming back. But more than that, because I'm in coaching space, I get a lot of these calls from my friends and family sometimes, which gets a little bit, on the relationship front. They'll call and say, "Oh, I'm having an issue with this," and though I love to hear people out, and though I love to, uh, you know, understand their issues or challenge, I feel that, it drains me. It kind of, de-energizes me. And also, it kind of gets impacted. I get impacted in the sense that I also get a little bit irritated. And that irritation is kind of, moved on to my systemic levels of environment where I'm also a bit upset with my family because everything, is kind of uh, boomerang effect. I feel that's the word I would use. It's a boomerang effect. And I also feel sometimes that I don't want to hear all the time negative. So there are certain people I want to set a bit of a boundary with, but they're close to me. I, respect and love them, but I feel that, it's taken too far, and I'm also getting impacted with that whole energy of negativity and discussion about somebody who's, and I'm not a trained psychotherapist or a trained relationship management, though I try to push them away, but these are friends, they are not like clients. So that way I feel that my sometimes I'm being overkind, and that comes in my own way. This is something which I was thinking maybe we can discuss this, how to set a boundary with some people and how to not let that impact me personally in my own personal space, in my relationship space of my own family, because otherwise I'm having no issues in my family. So,
Yeah.
so this is what I was thinking, that I want to set a boundary, but I don't know how, why, where am I, like, where is it coming from, because I'm not able to say no to them maybe. And
Yes.
it's a challenge right now. That's something it's a challenge because it also kind of impacts my sleep in the night, because they call me in the night, then I sleep late and I'm like kind of, tired, and I'm carrying that. I would say there's a ripple effect. I'm carrying that unnecessary weight on my head, which is not letting me like totally be relaxed. I'm also carrying that anxiety with them, and
Hmm.
that's coming in my way.
I hear you, Indrajit.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that, this space wherein these friends, circle side that you receive. Certain information about the relationship challenges that they're facing, it is sort of having a boom effect, boomerang effect, uh, which is impacting your family well-being, and plus as well as your well-being. It has an impact on you,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to figure out a way how you can draw these boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hearing from you. Am I on the same page with you?
Yes, yes, you are.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears to me it's been some time you've been observing this. It's not something which has happened very recently with you.
I will agree, yes. It has been happening over a period of years, and somehow, in the middle, I had kind of drawn a little bit of a boundary, but again, I'm getting into it, and I feel I'm getting sucked into something which I'm not enjoying. Or maybe the value add which they might feel, or the value add, they sometimes you also, I need to also vent out. So I feel that, okay, fine. Initially, it starts with, they maybe just want to vent out and just let them feel light. It's okay. You can be available to your friends. But I think it's getting too far where it's impacting me now. So it has been happening for years, I would say.
It's been happening for years.
Mm,
Venting out is one thing and you're fine with that, but it gets carried away. Where
mm,
it starts showing up, making some impact in your life, in your personal space.
mhm,
Right. And when you say the impact, you've spoken of it like sleep wise, and
Hmm.
since sometimes this call can be late, but what else is the impact on you that you're observing?
I also get into the negative mode, I'm like I also start evaluating my own relationship in a negative light. So everything starts bothering me. Like the things which don't bother me otherwise will start bothering me. Like, oh, you spoke to me rudely. Oh, this is something which I don't like. So there is too much of nitpicking, which I'm not a very nitpicker kind of a person. I'm very live and let live. But suddenly everything starts becoming more than required. Like, it starts becoming bigger. They are not there. Otherwise, I would have the issues every day.
Hmm.
I feel that I'm putting like the energy on negative, and I don't like to do that. I like to put energy on the positive. I like to have a glass, half full than half empty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a shift on your identity where the focus goes more on glass being empty.
Hmm. Yeah, very true.
Otherwise, if I'm hearing there is a more of a buffer, not just getting in the nitty-gritty of things,
Mm-hmm.
but hearing what's happening in the relationship negatively
Mm-hmm.
can leave you with few of these things coming in highlight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I hear you, Indrajit. So, when you're speaking of boundaries, what do you
Mm.
mean by that?
So there are like some external boundaries that I have to also kind of set a boundary with a friend. Let's just bring one friend in this. So I would say set a boundary with my friend that, that I sleep by 11:30 or maximum by 12, which should not continue till late hours of the morning. Like till 1:32, I can be talking to her. She might be very upset, but I don't want to be talking to her. So I need to rest at that time. So sometimes I do switch off my phone for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
My children are in US, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to switch off my phone. So that is one way. But I don't want to be dilly-dallying and not saying something honestly to her because she's a dear friend. I want to tell her that, I sleep by 11:30 and let her have that external boundary of, not calling me later than that. Or if she has to call me, she has to think about it. And the internal boundary, I also should not get involved. I feel I'm like involved in this whole situation, which I don't want to be involved in. I have to be, if somebody is asking you for advice or if somebody is asking you for third eyes, you have to be a little impartial, non-judgmental, looking it from the perspective of not getting involved, not emotionally involved. Here I'm emotionally involved. I'm feeling the pain. I'm also feeling the whole whatever she's going through, and I'm also bringing it to on my life. So I feel that there are both the boundaries are kind of shaken, the internal as well as external, and I want to kind of draw them again.
Hmm. I hear the external side of things as well as internally that it leaves an impact on you, even if the conversation is or there is something simmering with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Indrajit, what makes this topic important at this point in time?
Is it like you're calling me? There is somebody who's calling me.
I don't think so. I'm pretty much here with you.
I don't know. I'm getting this call from Zoom. Weird.
That's very interesting.
Very interesting, honestly.
Uh,
Um, yeah, it's okay. Sorry for
do you need
this.
to do something about that?
I'm gonna just check my
Take your
person
time.
in it. Where is it? All this. Mm, no, there is nobody here. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that.
No problem.
Mhm.
So I'll just ask the question again. I was just trying to understand what makes this topic important for you at this point in time.
Hmm. Why is it important to me? I would say, Sachin, that since this whole thing has started simmering with me, I also feel that, I'm kind of being a little bit snappy. And I also feel that if I stay in that snappy negative mode, I will keep on being a little bit more snappier than usual. Like everybody has, uh, some kind of conflicts between relationships. But I also feel that it's not good for me because I'm a very peace-loving kind of a person. I don't like this unrest, and it's giving me unrest in terms of I'm mentally thinking about it, not resting enough. I'm putting a lot of time into this. Like, because when you're not rested enough in the night, you're like in the mornings are a little, I'm not able to do exactly what I want to do with my hours. So I'm kind of, I would have a call. If I can push back, I would push back those calls. Okay, okay, fine. Let me just be a little bit, you know. So it's taking a little bit physical toll on me, I feel. And mentally too. I'm feeling it's important to me because I don't like this feeling. I am a very focused kind of a person who wants to do things and finish it. And then I have my own, I have a lot of things on my hand right now, like in terms of my family, in terms of my children, in terms of my own career. So there are lots of things are happening. So it gets a little disrupted. So it's important to me because that makes me happy. Like, if I've done things, I'm a to-do list kind of a person.
Hmm.
10 चीजें अगर बनाई हैं लिस्ट में, then I would want to tick off those 10 things. And it gets like, because of this energy being focused here, I think I'm not able to do more than five or six. So they are still pending and they're kind of simmering over the next day. And I don't feel so productive. I feel wasted.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I hear it has an the boomerang effect that you were speaking of. It
Hmm.
starts with one thing, it has an impact on sleep, then it shows up next day with the energy,
Hmm.
and then you know you're a person of who would want to be top of things, and things are important to you from personal space to family space. But sometimes the right kind of energy that you need or the mindset that you need, not having that
Hmm.
can create a bit of gap in how you would want yourself to be productive and who you are able to be right now. Am I getting you
Hmm.
correctly?
Yes, you are.
Hmm. Tell me, Indrajit, when you say simmering and those actions are not happening, the energy is showing up.
Hmm.
What have you currently tried on that front?
Hmm. What have I tried? I've observed it, and recently I observed it recently, like couple of last 2 3 days I've been observing it, and that's why I brought this topic to the table today because I thought that maybe I need to, voice out what I'm feeling myself, like, and create some insights that why is it bothering me?
Hmm.
Like, I can, I feel that, it's having an impact and I'm observing it for the last few days. This observation is there. And simmering, mm, what was the question again? Just to reframe it properly.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to check what have you currently tried so far? Like it has an impact on you.
Mhm. Whatever I tried so far is more on, like today I thought that I'll let me bring it to the table with you. Then in the morning I was actually writing my journal and I was thinking about it and I wrote about some things that, that okay, fine. That like, having that I would say that lens of is it truth or is it not true? So that activity kind of a thing made me realize that it's not true what I'm feeling because that residual feeling which I'm carrying is not true for my own relationships. So I was trying to evaluate that is it because I have something which I want to resolve with this? So it's not that. So it was more of a like a it's more of a residual feeling from that conversation. In
Hmm.
I have not so far tried is kind of close it completely and then move on. Like I need to have like a switch off
Mm-hmm.
there. I want to switch off from that It should not be, going in my mind again and again, and I should not be thinking about it. Uh, because this is the best I can do. And that switch off is not happening, I feel.
I hear you. I hear the insights and the journaling and the activity that you spoke of.
Hmm.
And as you were answering my question last time, you said, I'm trying to figure out why is this having an impact on me.
Hmm.
So I'm hearing you're trying to figure out what's going on here and trying to actualize it. Indrajit, so far we started with these discussions and their relationship context happening, having an impact on you, and few things have emerged for us here.
Hmm.
Like a productivity thing has emerged here, and this residual feeling has emerged here. Boundaries inside and outside has emerged for us, and why this may be happening.
Hmm.
So I would like to invite you, maybe if you could phrase what would be helpful to have at the end of this session that will be useful for you.
I think if some kind of ritual I can build with you, that, this is the switch off we can do, how maybe I can, work on that action. That is something which I can take away and maybe implement it by the end of this session. That I said, no, switch off. I need to switch off. So I want to build that how can I switch off from this? I think that will be the best outcome for me for today.
I hear you.
Hmm.
Figuring out how you can switch off. What I'm also hearing from you is it's important for you to make yourself available to these people, but
Hmm.
uh, you would want to have it in a way wherein it does not impact you. Am I getting you right, or is anything changing on that front?
I think you're getting it right. You voiced it very well that I want to be available, but with a switch off button. Like, call on demand, but the demand ends by 15 minutes, like that. If I have to say it in a more, like, you can be on call on demand, that you can call up somebody, but that the moment you call gets ended, you have to like go back to what you're doing and be busy with what your life is requiring you to do, instead of dwelling on it and rethinking it and going through that whole thing. I don't want to do that. It's not helping me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Indrajit, I'm curious,
Mm-hmm.
what about this conversations that keep you there, that leaves the residual with you?
Very interesting. That's a very good question, Sachin. I think I would say that, when you've gone through a journey in life, which are like, we all have in our own ways, but sometimes your journey, you have learned your own lessons and you also carried your own, problems with you, which you have over a period of time, which we call experience. You get, and I think being a person who's also very driven by female, issues, I feel that I understand, I kind of empathize with the person when they're going through this. So it becomes important for me to help, uh, because I feel that every woman needs a little bit support at, if there are like, the issues I'm talking about. I've gone through it myself. I would have, not faced it exactly like how she's facing, maybe, but in certain ways. And there I want to be a supportive, I would say, call create a sisterhood, their supportive sisterhood for her, because I understand the pain can be very tough on any human being. So it comes from my own lessons in life. It also comes from experience. And that person is close to me in terms of they are family, actually, not almost family, they're family. So I would want the best outcome for them.
Hmm.
I'm invested emotionally, minus all this conversation. I'm emotionally invested in them in terms of their welfare, I would call it. So I feel it's important for me also to help them. I feel maybe I can. And that is the reason I'm getting these multiple calls. And one of the reasons I got into I got into coaching was also because I felt that, I have that good listening powers. Uh, I had kind disposition. I am very kind by default, and I also have a very high empathy for others. So somewhere I always thought that that I can sense what is sometimes not said. I can sense few things. Maybe this is my sometimes there's a short word for it, like your pain can be your purpose. So
Hmm.
somewhere I identify with that pain in my own life, and I feel that I have a purpose in terms of creating more dynamic women leaders in the world. So it kind of aligns with my purpose. Giving you a very long answer for a very short question.
Yeah, very meaningful one for me. I see the word is coming for me is the responsibility, like their pain sort of resonates with a bit of your lived experience. And then there is a sense of if responsibility, if that fits for you, where you want to support them in what they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I also noticed, and I want to acknowledge that you've been able to, or you are working on your lived pain, your experience of lived pain, and making that a purpose, which is supporting more of these women leaders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And Indrajit, as you just shared this purpose with me, what is
Mm-hmm.
it bringing up for you as a emotion or as an energy?
I think I'm feeling peaceful actually somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that stress and anxiety. I'm already feeling peaceful because somewhere I can see why I'm doing that, what I'm doing. So that is the shift I'm feeling already.
So you know the reason why you're doing it.
Hmm.
And I observe this smile on your face that it
Yeah,
has a deeper reason behind it why you're doing it.
yeah, yeah. I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling purposeful also, and it's like everything comes it with a pinch of salt, right? So maybe that salt is not important. I'm just looking at it a very myopic view of the problem because I'm feeling more purposeful when I'm thinking about it now.
What's changing?
Hmm. I think the story in my mind changed. I was thinking from that it's having an impact on me, but the choice has been mine in terms of, that I want to create more meaningful, more purposeful leadership with women. I also want to, create a little bit of sisterhood. I heard saying. So I thought that I was looking at only the stress part which was coming with it, but I'm also now thinking that this is what I wanted to do. Somewhere I've been doing this, that I want to create more leaders who are more available to each other, who are empathetic towards each other, there is like pull each other up. So it's connecting it to my purpose in life, I feel.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I want to go back to the practical ways of pursuing this purpose, which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly the topic that we've connected here for,
Mm-hmm.
in a way that you are on top of your purpose.
Yeah.
So, who do you need to be
Mm-hmm.
to keep pursuing your purpose in a way
Mm-hmm.
which works for you?
I need to be more stronger. I think I have to. mm I have to be more bolder, I feel. That's what the word is coming to me. I keep on saying something very interestingly kind of popped up for me.
Yes.
I need to share that. So, I was watching one of the reels where Priyanka Chopra is talking, and she says that, um, Beautiful women don't make history, bold do. So I think that is the word which is coming for me, the bold one. That if you're taking up something which requires a little bit of strength from you, so you have to be more bold in acknowledging that, okay, fine, this is sometimes, you have to reach a state of disequilibrium for you to, reach a calmer state. So maybe that dissonance is something which I have to kind of accept and be okay with it. I think not going back to the comfort of, oh, there should nothing, it should not ruffle up anything, or it should not just impact anything. It's not like that. So even when the duck is swimming, she's paddling at a fierce pace. So I'm feeling that, that I can't expect that there should be no dissonance. Things will have a little bit of an impact, and that's okay. And that's what is changing. I think the narrative in my mind is changed completely in the last 15 minutes. That I was thinking that it's creating stress for me, it's creating a little bit of a ripple effect, boomerang effect. That I'm feeling involved and agitated, a little bit anxious, a little bit. I'm also feeling not so productive because I'm carrying that burden of somebody else's problem. But somewhere I was also feeling that if I'm so committed to the purpose, then maybe I need to cool down on the overthinking part and just be available. That is just a bit of boundary setting, and that it's good to go. I should not be having these kind of, that, oh, it's impacting my relationship, or am I looking to create more peace in my own relationship, my family. Sometimes it's okay to learn from it, and maybe I should have a little bit of a curiosity towards it and think, what am I learning from here? And this is what is the narrative which is changing. So what I'm learning from here is, yes, maybe I need to switch off, create less stress for me in terms of my productivity, because I work full time and it sometimes gets a little tiring for me. But other than that, it's okay. I think I'm fine.
I noticed some beautiful pictures you painted for me, be it the reel of Priyanka Chopra, speaking of bolder women,
Uh-huh.
as well as the duck swimming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I want to check with you, what is coming up for you? What are the insights perhaps you're taking away with regard to our session goal, which is more like a ritual is the word that we used, but gives you a way of operating in a way which is more
Hmm.
peaceful for you as you continue working around your purpose.
Mm-hmm. So I feel what is the big insights for me is like sometimes purpose can be a little bit of turbulence. It brings in a little bit of turbulence in life. So life cannot be always like, the way you want it to be. They like it cannot be a perfect picture. So being okay with that, that is one insight I'm building. Second insight I'm building is that I need to tone down my ritual of being overthinking about it, and just have a little bit of inner dialogue with me where I say that it's okay, whatever you've done is enough, and not having the target of overdoing it. Like, whatever I'm doing in the best of my abilities is enough. Somewhere that was not coming through. That is the second insight I built during this time, during this conversation. And the third is the peace. The peace part is very important and critical. I am a peace loving person. And I feel that the intention is peace. Yes, I want the peace. But freedom was also not done at a peaceful manner. So if you want to attain anything in life, you have to have a little bit of, I would say, resilience for not peace also. So it's okay to be not peaceful for some time, because maybe I'm learning something from here and I want to implement it in my own life. Maybe maybe peace is not an agenda for all the time. You should have the peace maybe in, like, the big purpose is peace, but it's okay to be not peaceful all the time.
Mm.
So these three things are occurring for me strongly. And the rest is also, there's so many things we discussed. There's a lot you've covered, I would say. So, and the whole narrative of my, instead of, being not productive, instead of being tired, instead of being a negative, I feel the purpose, it's serving my purpose. So it's okay.
Mm. Purpose and faith in the self, what I've done is good enough,
Mm-hmm.
and peace.
Mm-hmm.
And the short term bit of disruption around peace is okay if it is getting the longer piece, which is pursuing the purpose, is
Mm-hmm.
what I've noticed from you that you're summarizing as a key takeaways.
Yes, I am. That's what I feel.
Yeah. And what is coming up for you, Indrajit, as you spoke of the energy while the next day it can show up at your work? That's a very practical thing that you're dealing up. When you are looking at this entire scenario with these key insights,
Mhm.
what's changing or what's emerging on the energy front for you?
That's something which I've not thought about yet, how to work on that energy because I do get impacted. I think it's more of a dialogue. Like, when I journaled and I started thinking that is this issue is very important to me because of some other pain I'm carrying or some other thing I'm carrying from my own problems. And the answers was all no, it was not that. I think it's more of a intention before that, regulation of yourself. I feel it's a more dialogue which I need to have. Like before the session, I can just have a little bit of a dialogue with myself that, being fully present, being fully aware of what has happened. And I think moving on, that ritual of stepping out from that problem to stepping into the newer day is something which I generally end up doing it, but I have to, I would say, do it more often and more mindfully. Stepping into the new day, then you have to kind of remind yourself that why you're doing what you're doing. And again, go back to, maybe writing a key statements that why you're doing what you're doing can help me. I know it'll help me.
I notice the faith that I know it'll help me.
Yeah, I know it'll help me. I've done that before. Like, you know yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I'm hearing creating an intention of a space from tuning in from what's going on to what you're entering into is something that you want to take away.
Mm-hmm. True.
So if I have to ask you, let's say in next a week or so, what seems like the first baby step you would want to take in that direction as an action step? What would that look like?
Mm, I think the first step would be to have an honest conversation with my friend that, I sleep by 11:30 or 12, whatever time. And I do need my 6, 7 hours of sleeping because I have a long day tomorrow. And I'm sure she understands. It's not that she won't understand. It's my need to overextend myself. So I think having an honest conversation will help. The second thing which will help is being mindful of, like, tuning into a new day. So being mindful of what I'm starting with. Where am I? What is my, big picture? Why am I here? What am I doing? And that will help me a lot, I feel. Um, the next first step, I would say that just having that honest conversation that will help me first. So that will be the first step, I think, in the next week.
I see. Do you see anything coming in your way of getting this out of the way?
No, I think I can do it. It's not that tough. It's just that I have not been thinking of doing it because I'm feeling that, oh, that person needs it. Even
Yes.
children, you have to sometimes discipline them, no? Just to have the best out of that. So in a relationship also, there's a bit of kind of a boundary. I need to set that up. That's it.
All right.
Mhm.
Indrajit, I'm mindful of the time. we're about reaching to the end of our conversation. I want to check with you, what's one thing that you are relearning or learning about yourself that you can apply to the other areas of life also?
Hmm. Very interesting. This is a good question. And I feel that I do use this question a lot sometimes, but hearing from you has kind of triggered something very, very interesting for me. And I think that in life, I do overextend myself in all relationships, all activities. I over give in everything because that's what I feel like. I'm a very abundant person. I should give more, more, more. But today, what I'm learning about myself is that there is a bit of irritation in my mind when I'm over giving.
Mm.
And I think that's something which I'm human. So that is something which I am watching myself do this when we had this conversation. That there is a little bit of irritation which I build up over a period of time. So I should only give till what I can, I'm most comfortable with. Overgiving is not making me 100% happy.
I hear you.
Interestingly, that's what occurred for me.
Yeah, and I also notice the need of supporting the other person and perhaps your values of helping somebody. But I'm curious, what are some of your strengths that can help you do what you are noticing here?
My values or my strengths?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like
I'm
one
sorry, I
side,
didn't.
there is a value of helping others, the responsibility you talked
Mm-hmm.
about, creating the sisterhood, the pain resonating, and then it's like you want to just support the person. And
Mm-hmm.
then other side is this observation which you just shared, the learning is that overdoing can come in your own way of doing that more consistently. So I'm curious, what are some of your values or strengths that can help you function with this new learning that you're coming up with?
Hmm. So my one of my values is seva because that's something which I do from my religion also. I've learned, I'm very service oriented. But I also have a value of autonomy. So I think that is the value I need to work on a little bit more because service is something which I've been doing, I've always done. I feel that's the service which comes in my, way sometimes also. I'm doing service, service, service. But I also have a value of autonomy. I know that very well. The independence, autonomy, freedom. I consistently talk about freedom in life. So I think those are the values which can help me. So I think focusing a little bit more on that value will help me to, you know, transition towards that journey.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
So autonomy clubbed with the service. That's a new thing emerging for you.
Yes. Yes.
I noticed in the Jit, a lot of empathy at your end, and
Hmm.
as well as very self-awareness of you having a full-time career right now,
Hmm.
and how it's important for you to your family being important, but you doing this deep thinking, connecting with your purpose, converting your pain and then transitioning into purpose. And then now you coming up with this new learning, how you can continue pursuing your purpose, but in a more helpful way for yourself. So I want to acknowledge that. How would you like to acknowledge yourself for the work you have done in this interaction?
I think, thank you. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge you in this, that really helpful session, I would say. And it has really opened some doors for me, which I really want to explore further. And how do I want to acknowledge is by telling myself that it's okay to be honest and, bold, as I like that word, that, being honest, being bold, we're being looking yourself in the mirror and being okay with the, imperfections. This is something which I have to acknowledge myself because I think that is something sometimes I miss that, like because you get so surrounded by own life, you don't somehow have that honest conversation. So it's like talking to the mirror. This conversation has been quite helpful for me.
I'm glad, Indrajit, and I appreciate your trust in the space and being yourself and bringing up your whole self here. Would this be a good time for us to call this a session and I stop recording for it?
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. Thank you so much, Sachin.
You're welcome.